Counsel for the respondent may proceed with his cross when he's ready. You may proceed, sir.
Good afternoon, Director Matibag.
Good afternoon.
As NBI Director, you are the Chief Executive of the Bureau.
I'm the chief of the bureau. Yes.
And part of your duties is to oversee the conduct of investigation, correct?
Tama po.
You're also authorized to issue subpoenas for the production of witnesses and documents, correct?
Correct. Tama po.
Very well. Now, the NBI conducted an investigation following the November 23, 2024 press con, am I right?
I'm aware under the report that there was a subpoenaed issue.
Okay.
But I have no personal
All right.
knowledge of the issuance.
Okay, we'll go there in a while. But this investigation was documented in the two affidavits of investigation, correct?
That's correct.
And did you read and understand these two affidavits of investigation?
I read the affidavit of investigation which was forwarded to the Department of Justice, which is dated February 11.
Okay. So, as part of that investigation, will you agree that individuals were subpoenaed?
There were individuals subpoenaed.
More or less 10
Your Honor?
subpoenas?
Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors. Rather, the lead prosecutor is recognized.
Your Honor, the witness was appointed as NBI Director only in February 2026. His testimony with respect to the first investigation will only be based on records.
Your
So
Honor?
if it will go into the detail of the investigation, I'm afraid, Your Honor, he is not competent as he has no personal knowledge about the first investigation, Your Honor.
To begin with, asked and answered, and the witness was about to answer if he knows, given that he is the superior, current superior of this agency, and I presume that he has kept himself abreast of what happened in his agency prior to his assumption in February of 2026. Witness may answer if he knows.
Please repeat the question.
So, more or less around 10 subpoenas were issued, correct? If you know.
Well, I cannot count,
Alright.
but I know that their personality is subpoena.
Okay, very well. Now, these people were asked to appear before the NBI, correct?
Yes, that is the very purpose of the subpoena.
Okay. Now, these appearances were on various dates in November and December of 2024, correct? If you know.
I cannot recall
Alright, okay.
exactly.
Now, if you know also, some appeared while some did not.
Yes, I was informed during the briefing.
All right. Now, for those who appeared, the NBI conducted interviews with them.
Yes,
All right. And minutes of these interviews were recorded, correct?
that is the standard procedure. So I suppose during that time it was recorded.
SOP. All right. So after the interviews, the interviewers were also NBI agents, executed affidavits. Is that also a part of the SOP?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And the affidavits attested that interviews were conducted, correct?
Yes, it will be signed by the investigating officers and eventually signed by a superior officer.
Okay. Very clear so far. Now my question to you is this. Did you actually participate in these stages of the investigation?
Your
That is
Honor?
very impossible because I'm not yet a director at that time.
Okay, that's okay. Are you aware that a subpoena was issued to VP Sara?
Yes, I was informed.
Did you sign that subpoena?
I was not
No.
there. I
All
cannot
right.
sign
Okay.
it.
Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Dempsey Reyes of the Philippine Daily Inquirer?
I know that there are personalities of WINA who were present during the press conference on the November 23, but I cannot recall who are the personalities because I just went through to the affidavit of investigation.
Did you sign that subpoena for Dempsey Reyes?
That's impossible because
Okay.
I'm not that there.
That's okay. Now, are you aware also that a subpoena was issued to Red Mendoza of Manila Times? We can confront you with a hard copy if you just want to refer to it, but you can answer also. At any rate, we are showing the soft copies, Your Honor,
Your Honor, may I just...
for the benefit of this honorable court.
Assisting counsel may approach the witness. What is the pleasure of the lead prosecutor?
Your Honor, may just enter into the record that the witness already testified that he has no personal knowledge about the first investigation, and all his testimonies will be based only on the records existing in the NBI.
At any rate, Your Honor,
If he knows, witness will answer.
Your Honor, may we request also that those flashed in the big screen be explained by the defense counsel?
I already explained, Your Honor. We're confronting the witness with hard copies, and the subpoenas, the soft copies thereof, are displayed.
May we
as-
know, Your Honor, if these documents are pre-mark?
Well, it is part, Your Honor, of Articles of Impeachment, Annex G9, pages 159 onwards. So it is part of the records of this case. These
May
are
we
not
know
our
if they are
documents.
pre-mark?
Yes, we can mark it. And it was also pre-marked.
It is
But at any
pre-marked?
rate, Your Honor, these are not our documents. These are NBI documents, Your Honor.
No, the query is just if it's pre-marked, so that the senator judges can refer to it if at all when they
The
read
marking,
the TSN.
sorry, Your Honor, the marking is D-1-145, Your Honor.
Your Honor-
Which document, counsel? Because I see 8 documents.
In succession, Your Honor.
In succession.
Those are all parts.
Counsel may proceed.
All right. Now,
Your
are
Honor,
you,
may I be clarified only about the XX, which are superimposed on those documents on the screen?
Counsel for respondent will please reply.
Your Honor, it was based on the witness's own answer that he did not personally sign.
Nonetheless, it does not reflect the exact document referred to by the defense, Your Honor. And that should not be allowed, Your Honor, with all due respect.
It is just to illustrate, Your Honor, for the benefit of the senator judges and as well as the public watching so that they can also follow the...
Lead prosecutor, we will allow it. So for the information of senator judges, the counsel for the respondent confronted the witness with respect to these affidavits that were part of the investigation conducted prior to his assumption as NBI director. And the witness simply stated that he has no personal knowledge with respect to the execution, or due execution rather, of these 2 affidavits thus far out of, I presume, 10.
May I comment, Your Honor?
The lead prosecutor may register her comment.
May I know what is wrong with just presenting the exact document instead of those which are marked with XX? Your Honor, I'm afraid it will give a wrong impression to the viewing public that those XX has something to do with inability, perhaps, or whatever impression it may give to the witness with respect to the to attending to the subpoena, Your Honor.
Short
May we
rejoin-
just remove those XX? We don't mind if they flash the documents, but it should be an exact reflection of what the document is.
Short rejoinder, Your Honor.
No need for a rejoinder. Court has ruled, and the court notes the observation, manifestation, and objection of the lead prosecutor. Again, I think it's quite plain that these are documents that the witness cannot or does not have personal knowledge about because he was not yet the NBI director. Counsel may proceed. Witness may answer.
All right, I'll move on. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Red Mendoza of Manila Times?
I'm aware that there is a subpoena, but on the actual issuance of the subpoena at that time, that will be impossible to be aware of because I'm no longer I'm
So-
not yet the NBI director.
So in short, he did not sign it.
I did not
All right,
sign.
okay.
I think it was
Oh,
signed
that-
by Glenn Ricarte.
All right, that's enough. Okay. Now, are you aware also that the subpoena was issued to Bons Magsambol of Rappler?
Based on the affidavit of investigation, I think it was mentioned.
And did you sign that subpoena?
It is again signed by a certain Glenn Ricarte.
Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Ana Rosario Malindog Uy, also of Manila Times?
Again, based on the investigation report.
And did you sign that subpoena?
No.
All right. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Jason Rubrico of SMNI?
Again, based on the investigation report.
Did you sign that subpoena?
Your Honor, may I
Possible.
respectfully interrupt?
Lead prosecutor is recognized.
The prosecution is willing to stipulate as to the issuance of this subpoena by the National Bureau of Investigation during the time that the witness is not yet appointed as the NBI director, Your Honor.
But that's not my question, Your Honor.
I
Anyway,
think
Your
that
Honor.
unless you're willing to stipulate, counsel, to abbreviate the proceedings, that insofar as the questions of the counsel for respondent is concerned, that for the remaining 4 subpoenas, that the same answer of the witness for the previous 6 ones will be the same.
We are willing to stipulate on that, Your Honor.
We are not willing to stipulate, Your Honor. We'll just ask for a ruling from the court.
In that case, witness may proceed. Witness may answer. Counsel will please proceed.
All right. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued again to Jason Rubrico of SNMNI?
Same answer, Your
Okay,
Honor.
same answer. And you did not sign that subpoena for Jason?
I said same answer,
All right.
Your Honor.
Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Michael Flores of Reuters?
Same answer, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may we ask, Your Honor, that the lawyer of the the prosecution do not supply anything or make any comment near the witness because it may affect us.
Is he, the assisting counsel may not supply any information to the witness other than merely observing the document being shown to him by assisting counsel for respondent. Counsel may proceed.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I speak?
Yes, Director.
The counsel is not telling anything, but may I request not to cover me so that the people can see me.
Yes, that may be granted by the presiding
Thank
officer.
you, Your Honor.
Assisting counsel, kindly sit beside the assisting counsel stand beside the assisting counsel for the respondent. You may proceed, counsel,
All right.
for the respondent.
Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Mikhail Flores of Reuters?
Same answer, Your
Same
Honor.
answer. You did not sign it. Okay. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Trixie Cruz Angeles?
Same answer.
And you did not sign it. Okay. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to 2 OVP personnel? And did you sign the subpoenas?
Same answer.
All right. So not a single one. Now, my next question to you is this. Did you oversee any interview that was conducted in the fact-finding investigation?
Your Honor, the question is vague.
If the witness is a lawyer and is competent to
Your
answer,
Honor-
if he knows, Your Honor.
Your Honor, during the direct, it was established that there were 2 investigations. The first investigation and the current investigation of the STF.
Then,
the defense need to specify which investigation is he referring to.
The affidavit.
Counsel will please clarify.
Okay. Did you oversee an interview that was conducted in the investigation that was covered by the affidavit of investigation?
As mentioned in my testimony, I was appointed only on February 20, 2026, and it's very unlikely to be part of the investigation prior to that.
Okay. So, are you aware that there were at least 4 interviews that were conducted?
Your Honor, asked and answered.
That is a different question, Your Honor.
Nonetheless,
Witness may answer.
I'm not aware because I'm not yet there.
Okay, so are you aware, let me be more specific, are you aware that an interview of Dempsey Reyes of PDI was conducted?
I'm not aware of that, but as reflected in the investigation report, it was there.
So in other words, you did not oversee that interview?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Are you aware that there was an interview of Red Mendoza of Manila Times?
Same answer, Your Honor.
Same answer. Are you aware that there was an interview of Bons Magsambol of Rappler?
Same answer.
Same answer. So you did not oversee that interview. And are you aware that there was an interview of Jason Rubrico? Did you oversee this interview?
Again, same answer.
Same answer. Okay. Did you see them sign any minutes of the meeting?
No.
No. Did you meet any one of these interviewees?
At
Before
that
or
time?
after? Before or after?
Who among the
Among the interviewees that I
No.
mentioned? No. Did you meet any one of their lawyers?
No.
No. All right. Now, were you even present at the NBI Cybercrime Division office at the time of these interviews?
That is impossible.
All right. After the interviews, affidavits attesting to the interviews were executed, as you mentioned. Did you oversee the drafting of these affidavits by the NBI agents?
Again, very unlikely. I was not present.
All right.
Your Honor, if I may interrupt, may I just enter a
Lead
continuing...
prosecutor may make a manifestation and or a continuing objection, as I presume she will.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm entering a continuing objection to the line of questions of the defense on the ground as stated by the witness. He has no personal knowledge about the investigation conducted prior to his appointment in February 2026, Your Honor.
Just a
That is for
short
the record.
The
rejoinder, Your
continuing
Honor.
objection is noted. Counsel for the respondent may proceed.
No need for that rejoinder. But were you present when the NBI agents subscribed and sworn to their affidavits?
I was not there.
You were not there. Still nothing. So, and since you did not actually participate, it means that you do not have personal knowledge of these stages of the investigation, correct?
During that time, yes, but as I mentioned earlier, I read the investigation report.
So your knowledge of the investigation was based on only of your reading.
That is absolutely correct,
All right.
and upon the discussion of the investigating
Okay,
officers.
very well. Now, were you present at the November 23, 2024 press con?
I was not present.
You were not
I was
present.
not participating on that.
And if you know, was any NBI agent present at the November 23, 2024 press con?
Not that I know of.
None. All right. So in layman's terms, for the benefit of this honorable court and the Filipino people watching, and I'll phrase my question in Tagalog. So sa kabila po ng pagtestigo po ninyo ngayong araw, inaamin nyo ba na wala kayong personal na kaalaman sa nangyaring investigation starting November 23, 2024?
Malinaw naman po yun. At ang korte po ay can take judicial notice of the fact na hindi pa po ako NBI director ng panahon na yun.
So you're confirming that you do not have personal knowledge because you were only appointed as NBA director a year later or on February 20,
Your Honor, ask and
2026,
answer
correct?
question.
No, I haven't even asked that question, Your Honor.
Kindly let counsel finish.
So again, I will repeat. So the reason for this is that because you became NBI director only a year later or on February 20, 2026, correct?
Tama po.
All right. Okay. So prior to February 20, 2026, you do not have any personal knowledge of any investigation, correct?
Nababasa ko lang po sa balita mga pangyayari.
Which is not personal knowledge, correct?
Well, yun lang po yung knowledge natin.
You're a lawyer, correct?
Tama po, 29 years.
29 years. Can you recall Rule 130, Section 22 of the Rules of Evidence?
Can you refresh me, sir?
Okay, I will
Because you have a
gladly
copy.
refresh you, of course. I have here a copy of Rule 130, Section 22 of the Rules of Evidence, and I'll read it. Please read with me, Director Matibag. Testimony confined to personal knowledge. A witness can testify only to those facts which he or she knows of his or her personal knowledge, that is, which are derived from his or her own perception. Can you recall that rule now?
Ayan po, nababasa ko po ngayon.
Okay, you
Tama
can read
po.
it. All right. So, based on this rule, will you agree with me that a witness can only testify based on his personal knowledge?
Your Honor, may I comment to that?
These are basic questions, Your Honor. The witness is a lawyer. He is competent enough to answer.
Counsel, are you making an objection?
This is a comment, Your Honor. The witness repeatedly testified that he was appointed only in February 2026 and that all his testimonies pertaining to the first investigation are based on records, Your Honor. And this is allowed. As a matter of fact, under the rules, entries in official records are considered as prima facie evidence of the contents thereof. And thus, it's exactly the basis of the witness in answering the question of the defense. All his knowledge pertaining to the first investigation are based on records.
Short rejoinder, Your Honor.
No need, counsel. Distinguished lead prosecutor, the counsel for respondent did not object to the line of questioning of the lead prosecutor earlier, based exactly on the ground cited by the lead prosecutor. The presiding officer will give sufficient leeway to the counsel for respondent to establish his point. I think you also see what he is trying to establish. That's why he made a continuing objection in relation to it. I'll give you some leeway, counsel, but go to your next topic as soon as you're done with this.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, again, based on this rule, a witness can only testify based on his personal knowledge, correct?
Tama po, pero meron pong mga exceptions sa rule
All
na
right,
yan.
okay. If not based on personal knowledge, then that is hearsay, correct?
But it's not an absolute rule po dahil may exceptions nga po.
Okay, now, I'm trying to look for the Filipino term for hearsay. Ano ba yung hearsay sa Tagalog? Sabi-sabi or chismis? Is that a fair translation? What is a fair translation to you of hearsay? in
Your Honor, the
Philippines?
question of the defense is misleading. He never testified that that is hearsay.
No, I'm not
As a
asking
matter
him.
of fact, he's trying to raise the exception to hearsay.
I'm not asking about the exceptions of hearsay. I'm asking a translation of hearsay. Your
May
Honor.
we know-
Anyway, I'll move on to.
If the witness
If the
knows, if he does not know, he may say so.
Hindi ko po alam kung anong translation dito sa Tagalog.
Okay, so I'll just use my own translation, chismis. Anyway, at any rate, kung wala kang personal knowledge, chismis lang yon, tama?
Hindi ko naman po naririnig sa korte, ako'y nag-practice din, kahit di translate sa Tagalog, kahit minsan ko po, hindi ko po narinig ng hearsay ginamit ang salitang chismis.
Alright, I'll move on. Now, the main material that the NBI used in its investigation was the video of the November 23, 2024 press con, correct?
Tama po.
Did you watch that whole video yourself?
Napanood ko po.
The whole video?
Well, yung pong importanteng bagay dyan ang aking tinutukan, pero napanood ko po.
Alright. Now, let me ask you, do you confirm that in that virtual press con, VP Sara spoke about a lot of topics.
Tama po.
Alright, I'll show you a portion of that video, and then I'll ask questions thereafter. Now, Your Honor, we beg the indulgence of this honorable court. Again, this video is a little lengthy, but we will only show one video, Your Honor.
Counsel may proceed.
Nakain ninyo, buffet, dyan, ito, sa House of Representatives, alak, at mamahaling wine. Yan. Yung taong bayan na pinamisan ninyo, 20 pesos na rice. Yung taong bayan na hindi ninyo pinupuntahan sa mga komunidad nila, ano sabi nila? Ganyan ang bayan natin. Okay na lang kami sa asin. Saan ka nakahanap? Bayan na ang tao, because of their hopelessness, because there is no functioning corporate, okay na lang sa asin. Lang abogado si Attorney Lopez eh. Kasi alam niya kung ano sasabihin niya doon sa mga
Your Honor, it appears that we're having technical difficulties. Can we just
Yes,
replay that part, Your Honor?
nakawin yung cellphone. Sasabihin mo,
Your Honor, may I make a manifestation first?
Can the tech kindly pause and rewind a bit with respect to the portion, just a bit?
Your Honor, this is part of the question, Your Honor. Can we ask that the manifestation be made after the playing of this video and the asking of the appropriate question?
Your Honor, the manifestation concerns the very video that they are presenting.
Then
The
we
lead,
have to-
we're already playing it, lead counsel. We will recognize you after the video is played. Kindly proceed with the playing of the video.
pa ng cellphone. Saan ka nakahanap? Papasok ka, nanakawin mo yung cellphone, dadalhin mo pa yung tao. Diba? Princess, you're raising your hand.
Hello? Naririnig po ba ako, Princess Maui?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Good morning po, Madam Vice President. Thank you so much nga po pala sa dala niyong hopya nung hearing na pumunta kayo for PRRD. Kami yung nasa likod niyo po, yung tinawag nilang bastos kasi pumalak pa kami because of Congresswoman Cardema. Thank you, ma'am. Nakakain kami. Ako po ay natatakot kumain ng pagkain doon baka mamaya. Ma'am, mag-iingat po kayo. Nasa teritoryo kayo ng kalaban.
Okay
Nag-aalala
lang
po kami para.
ma'am, kasi sila naman na sila talaga yung bastos eh. You read
Opo,
what you
okay.
saw.
Yeah. Mag-iingat po kayo kasi sa dinami-rami po ng inyong mga pasabog ngayong gabi, it seems like marami po talaga kayong alam about them, no? Dahil sa pagkakasama niyo sa kanila during the campaign and during the 2022 elections. Baka po mamaya kasi totoo yung mga naririnig namin o yung, I don't know if it's true, na meron daw silang Operation Romanovs and baka bala kayong ubusin ang inyong pamilya dahil hadlang kayo sa kanilang mga balak in the future. So, mag-ingat po kayo. Kami po kasi kami ng EDSA Friday Group, kami yung bumababa every Friday dyan sa EDSA because we believe yan yung tamang venue sa dinami-rami na ng problema natin. Ang kaya lang naman po namin gawin ay manawagan na bumaba na yan. Eh ano po kayo ang remedy naman ninyong mga nasa posisyon o ng mga kayang labanan itong napakarami na pong ginagawang korupsyon at krimen laban sa taong bayan? Ano po ang pwede niyong maging remedy para matapos na ito? Lalo't nagsisigaw na po ang taong bayan na mag-people power.
Yes. Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko. Kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romualdez. No joke. No joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil ha. Hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes. So, alam mo ma'am, yan ang lagi kong sinasabi sa makabayan lang. Ang laban, wala dyan sa EDSA ma'am. Wala dyan sa mga highway. Ang laban ma'am nandun sa loob ng palasyo. Yan ang problema. We appreciate yung expression ninyo ng disgust, ng pagkamuhi, ng hopelessness, kasi it reflects kung ano yung nararamdaman ng marami, milyon. Alam ko yan, ma'am, kasi kahit saan ako pumunta, ako ang binoto namin yan dahil sinabi mo, iboto namin. So, yes, ma'am. Maraming salamat sa ginagawa ninyo. Dahil sa ginagawa ninyo, I'm sure nakikita yan ang taong bayan. Ina-appreciate nila yan. Marami sa ating mga kababayan ang gusto sumali sa inyo. Pero sa sobrang hirap ng buhay ngayon, hindi nila maiwanan yung mga trabaho nila at hanap buhay nila para pumunta sa daan. Bakit sila naghihirap? Bakit? Dahil sa gobyerno. Hindi ba dapat yung gobyerno natin ang nagpapagaan ng buhay ng tao? Bakit ang gobyerno natin ang nagpapahirap lalo sa tao? Kasi gusto ba nila lagi na lang mahirap ang mga tao para madali mapasunod? May mga lugar kami sa Mindanao na ganyan ang mga politiko. Gusto nila mahirap lahat. Bahugan lang nila ang kwarta. Governor na sila, mayor na sila, congressman na sila. Hanapin niyo, ma'am, yung mga lugar na sobrang hirap sa Mindanao. Tingnan niyo anong gawain ng politiko. Pinapakain lang ng pera ng tao. Binabastos yung kanilang pagkatao dahil wala silang pakialam.
All right. For the benefit of this court, that is timestamp 1-12, 1:12:43 onwards of the video recording with accompanying transcript.
With the
This is
permission of the counsel for respondent, the lead prosecutor is recognized for her manifestation.
Your Honor, I wish to manifest that the video which was played is unmarked and spliced video, Your Honor. That is for the record.
The counsel for respondent just mentioned the timestamp and the marking as well. Counsel for the respondent may proceed.
All right. Now, Director Matibag, these are my questions about the statements of VP Sara in that video. Do you have personal knowledge of the theft incident involving Attorney Lopez's cell phone?
Wala po.
Wala. Do you have personal knowledge on the buffet in the House of Representatives?
Wala po.
Wala. Do you have personal knowledge on the communities na asin lang ang kinakain?
Wala po.
Alright. Do you have personal knowledge on the person whom VP Sara talked to regarding BBM, FL, and the former speaker?
Wala po dahil
Wala.
siya nakipag-usap.
Alright, okay. Thank you for that. So, now, you mentioned that you watched the whole video. My question to you is, did the NBI conduct any separate investigation regarding the various acts of corruption alleged acts of corruption of BBM, FL, the former speaker, and the congressman as mentioned by VP Sara?
Marami pong iniulat sa akin na mag-investigasyon, subalit hindi naman po kasi binanggit doon sa video sino ang mga particular na kailangang imbestigahan. Kaya naman po yung investigasyon na ginagawa ngayon ng NBI, maaaring tumutukoy na po sa mga taong binabanggit po.
Right, but as NBI director now, you have the authority to investigate alleged cases of corruption, correct?
Tama po yun.
All right. In fact, you came out in the news recently stating that you will investigate the 2019 SEA Games, correct?
Tama po.
All right. And the 2019 SEA Games came prior to this 2024 press con, correct?
Tama po.
Okay. Do you intend, my next question is this, do you also intend to investigate the alleged corruption involving the unaudited confidential funds of the OP, Office of the President, also mentioned by VP Sara?
Kung meron po mga ebidensyang ilalatag sa amin para amin pong sundan, hindi po magdadalawang isip ang NBI sapagkat ito po ang mandato ng NBI.
Alright, thank you for-
Mag-imbestiga ng mga krimen po, amin pong nakikita.
All right, thank you for that answer. Now, do you also intend to investigate the alleged corruption involving the former speaker going around the country and giving government funds to people, also mentioned by VP Sara in that video?
Your Honor, may I comment, Your Honor?
What is the comment of the lead prosecutor?
We are objecting to that question, Your Honor, as the same is misleading.
Your Honor, if he knows, he said he watched the whole video, he listened to the statements. There was a statement there.
Witness may answer, if he knows.
Well, kung meron po mga ebidensyang pumapasok tulad ng lahat ng aming ginagawa, we are driven by evidence and the process and the law na dapat pong sundin.
All right. Now, my next question is, your wife is also a member of the House of Representatives.
That is correct po.
And she is Representative Maria.
Your Honor, with all due respect.
This is cross, Your Honor. Maybe given leeway, Your Honor.
Allow the counsel to finish the question and then you may make your objection afterwards. Finish your question, counsel, for the respondent.
She is Representative Maria Rene Ann Lourdes G. Matibag. correct?
Before
I
the witness
object, Your Honor.
answers, what is the objection of the lead prosecutor?
The questions, Your Honor, of the defense with regards to the wife of the witness is totally irrelevant.
Your Honor,
And that should not be allowed.
Your Honor, these are
the,
credibility testing questions, Your Honor, which is always relevant.
The objection is overruled. It tests the freedom from bias, if any, of the witness regarding his testimony, and the chair will
Nevertheless,
allow
Your
it. Witness may answer.
Your Honor, may I just enter
there
a
was already-
continuing objection on the line of questions pertaining to the wife of the witness, Your Honor.
So noted. Witness may answer.
Opo.
All right. Now, let me direct your attention to House Resolution number 989. This is also part of the records of this case, entitled Setting Forth the Articles of Impeachment Against Vice President Sara Z. Duterte. Permission to use a pointer, Your Honor. Now, it appears that from this document
Counsel may do so.
that your wife is one of the endorsers of this House resolution. Can you confirm that?
Yes, the name is her.
It's there. Okay. Now, there's a signature page also. This document is not numbered, but it appears that it's around page 19. Can you confirm if this is your wife's signature?
I think I have no authority to confirm the signature even if she is my wife.
So you can confirm the signature of your NBI agent, but not your wife?
It's appeared to be her signature, but I have not confronted with the document so that I can compare it.
At any rate, Your Honor, may we allow?
With the NBI, it's different. I testified earlier that it was presented to me, and I asked him if he signed it, and I'm familiar to his signature because he's always making submission to my office.
All right. That's okay. At any rate, Your Honor, may we request, Your Honor, that we be allowed to submark this particular portion. Again, this is already
May we
part of
request,
the
Your
records.
Honor, that the witness be confronted first with the document, and
We
may
will
we
do that,
request
Your
as well that the assisting counsel for the prosecution be allowed to approach.
We will do
Assisting
that, Your
counsel
Honor.
for the respondent may please confront the witness with a document in the presence of assisting counsel for the prosecutor before counsel for respondent requests it to be marked. Witness will kindly look at the document and answer their question.
May I first manifest, Your Honor, that the photocopy, the document being presented to the witness is a photocopy.
Your Honor, if at all we can agree that the court's copy be submarked, Your Honor. And we request, Your Honor, that the first page that we showed and this signature page around page 16 be marked, be submarked, even at later, Your Honor, before the clerk.
It shall be done at a later time. In the meantime, by the oath of respective counsels, I believe we can rely on this copy, subject to confirmation in the marking of the actual copy that the court has.
And
Of the you're referring to the impeachment resolution on impeachment, right?
yes, Your Honor,
Counsel.
but Your Honor, insofar as the identification of this witness, we are relying actually on the transmittal by the Committee on Justice, which was received by our office on May 11, 2026, Your Honor.
Not
So
by
it is-
my office, but by the Secretary General of the Senate. Kindly confront the witness with the document so that he may answer intelligently.
If you know only, Director Matibag.
Your Honor,
Yes, please,
respectfully,
that is the
if I may say something, if the court
Yes,
will allow me.
Director Matibag.
In order to save time and the questioning of the defense counsel, I think he's going to the position if my wife endorses the article of impeachment so that we save time and it's on record. It's a matter of public notice. Yes, my wife is one of the endorsers of the impeachment.
Duly noted. Counsel, move on.
All right, thank you for that admission, Director Matibag. And despite that spousal relationship that you admitted, you decided to appear and testify today, correct?
My decision to be a witness is by virtue of a subpoena issued by the Honorable Court and by invitation of the Committee on Justice, the prosecution. However, the job of my wife as a legislator is totally detached from me being the director of the National Bureau of Investigation.
Okay, my next question is, but the court did not issue a subpoena for you to appear today.
Actually,
Are you saying that you receive a subpoena despite this honorable court not issuing a subpoena for you?
even if there's no subpoena in the pre-trial order, I was mentioned to be a witness, and I was invited by the prosecution to be a witness. And from my understanding, in the pre-trial order, I was also listed by the defense. I will be gladly witness for the defense as well if I will be called upon.
All right, but which is which? Are you appearing today by virtue of a subpoena or without a subpoena?
I'm appearing today as a witness, as called upon and announced by the Honorable Court and by the invitation also of the
No, that's
prosecution.
not my question, Director Matibag. You're a lawyer, you know this. Are you appearing today by virtue of a subpoena or no subpoena?
There is no written subpoena, but there is a verbal announcement from the Honorable Court that I will be a witness in today's hearing.
Your Honor, the question of the defense is
What?
misleading. It is apparent that last week a subpoena was issued to the witness, Your Honor, and it is because of the other matters that was heard and addressed by the impeachment court. The schedule of the witness was scheduled to today.
Your Honor,
The objection is overruled. First, asked and answered, and for the record and information of the senator judges, the presiding officer confirms that no subpoena was issued to Director Matibag. In fact, I asked if one was needed, and the response I got was that it was not necessary. But indeed, the chair also confirms that the name of Director Matibag was requested to be invited by the counsel by the prosecutors, and he was so named by the presiding officer to attend in, I believe, yesterday, supposedly, and today's trial dates. Move on, counsel.
just one last question on this point. So
counsel.
considering that there's no subpoena, I'm just wondering how it works. Did you coordinate with any of the prosecutors in relation to your appearance in today's proceedings?
Well, we conducted some meetings on this matter.
You mean prior to your appearance to this honorable court, you met with members of the prosecution?
Yes, twice when I was informed that I will be a witness on the pre-trial order
All right. Did you meet with the private prosecutors or the public prosecutors?
with the chairman of the committee, with the Congresswoman Jerviller.
And you are confirming in open court that you discussed or you were briefed in that meeting based in your testimony? What was the what? Okay, you can explain.
Well, I'm a lawyer and I know where you're going. There was no discussion or coaching. We just discussed matters that's supposed to be covered by my testimony. Because I'm a director, I will be testifying. Of course, they will want to know what will be the nature of my testimony. In the same way that when you want to present me as your witness, I will be more than willing to sit down with the defense counsel.
Your Honor, I take exception to that. I don't think Director Matibag knows where I'm going. In fact, I'm moving on to a new point. At any rate, Your Honor, I don't think we are calling him as a witness. So these are facts that only he assumes.
No,
And
but
we want
it
to
was-
state that for the record, Your Honor.
I speak?
Witness will not argue with the counsel. Kindly
sorry,
move
Your
on.
Honor.
Kindly move on,
Yes, sir.
counsel, for the respondent.
All right. Let's just move on, Director Matibag. The NBI is under the DOJ, correct?
That is
All
correct.
right. And the DOJ is under the Office of the President, correct?
That is correct.
Now, BBM, in short, BBM has control and supervision over both NBI and the... Your Honor, sorry, I am hearing comments from the prosecution. I don't mean any disrespect to the President. It's just for purposes of abbreviation, I'm just calling him BBM. But at any rate, I'll move on to my question. So BBM has control and supervision over both the NBI and the DOJ, correct?
That is not exactly correct. Only on the matter of appointments, but we enjoyed independence in the matter of investigation.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Do you confirm that you're an appointee of BBM?
Well, it's only the president who can make an appointment. I think it is provided for in the law.
What's the answer?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And so my question to you is this. Did BBM participate in the NBI's investigation in any way?
No.
No. All right. So don't you consider your appointment as NBI director as participation on the part of BBM?
No.
No. Okay. All right. You mentioned a while ago that after the affidavit of investigation, it was submitted to the DOJ for evaluation, correct?
For their evaluation and finding if there's enough reason to file a case before the regional trial court or the proper courts.
All right. And during your direct testimony, you also mentioned that as we speak, it is still pending, correct?
That is correct.
All right. Now, in other words, in terms of formal charge to be filed in court, that is still not available at this time, correct?
It's in the jurisdiction of the National Prosecution Service, which is under the Department of Justice.
But insofar as the case that the NBI filed with the DOJ, is it not the case that that charge does not include contracting for the assassination?
That is correct. What was filed was grave threat and inciting to sedition.
So in other words, at this point, VP Sara is not being made to answer for contracting for assassination, correct?
That is exactly what that my testimony covered. That she is being investigated for contracting a person to kill the president. And that is a continuing threat not only to the life of the president, but to the national security of our country.
Not responsive, Your Honor. My question is if she's already being made to answer to that particular charge.
Made to answer, counsel, meaning
Subpoenaed.
has she been subpoenaed?
I'll be more specific. Has she been subpoenaed in terms of contracting for assassination?
Well, in this impeachment court, she is being on trial. And that is very well covered by the articles. To me, as a lawyer, not only as an NBI director and as a former dean, that is a betrayal of public trust to me. Because she made an oath of office that she will protect, defend the Constitution, execute laws, do justice to to others.
Director
and consequently
Matibag, let
to
the
self.
court intervene at this juncture. That is not responsive to the question of counsel. Kindly just answer the question. Has the NBI issued a subpoena against the Vice President with respect to the crime of contracting a killer, allegedly?
At this point, Your Honor, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Please proceed, counsel.
That's enough. So no subpoena as of now. But in other words, has there been any affidavit of investigation relating to contracting for assassination?
My understanding is there was a subpoena issued that time during the investigation to the Vice President, and the lawyer submitted an affidavit.
No. Again, not responsive, Your Honor. I'm talking about an affidavit of investigation executed by the NBI.
Not
in
yet.
terms of not yet. Okay, so at this point, would you agree with me that the DOJ has not found any basis for contracting for assassination?
Wala pa po sa
Wala
ngayon.
pa. All right. So at this point, as of today, there's simply no evidence to warrant the filing of a formal charge for contracting for assassination, correct?
That's why kung babalikan po natin yung aking testimonya, this is a continuing and an open investigation as to the contracting a killer.
So in other words, the reason why these are not present at this time because your investigation is still ongoing.
It's a case build-up and an open, active investigation.
All right. Very well. Now, you mentioned about grave threats and inciting to sedition. My question to you is, these subject matters fall under the category of felonies, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. Now, in fact, based on the penalties involved as provided by law, these fall under the jurisdiction of the first-level trial courts, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, moreover, for one to be declared guilty of these felonies, the burden of proof is guilt beyond reasonable doubt, correct?
That is correct.
Now, guilt beyond reasonable doubt, is this a low threshold or a high threshold?
Beyond reasonable doubt, of course, it's a high threshold.
In fact, it is the highest threshold in
That is
criminal law,
correct.
correct? So in other words, para lang for the benefit of the Filipino people watching, so hindi ka pwedeng magsampa ng kaso nang hindi mo kayang patunayan, correct?
Tama po yun. Dahil meron pong Memorandum Circular number 20 ng Department of Justice kung saan sinasabi that when you file cases, there should be a reasonable certainty of conviction.
Thank you for that clarification. So if the threshold is guilt beyond reasonable, if this threshold of guilt beyond reasonable doubt is not reached, then the accused must be acquitted, correct?
Tama po yan.
And insofar as grave threats or inciting to sedition, it is the trial courts that will decide that, correct?
That is correct.
Not the DOJ.
The DOJ will submit the information and the resolution for prosecution. At the end of the day, it will be the court who will say whether it's guilty or not.
All right. Now, in your testimony earlier, you mentioned that there are leads on the alleged person that VP Sara talked to, correct?
Yes.
But let me ask you this. During that press con, did VP Sara mention the word assassin?
Wala po.
All right. Now, the investigation on these leads, are these already final?
Pakiulit po.
The investigation based on these leads that you mentioned, are these already final?
Hindi po.
Hindi pa.
Malinaw po sinabi ko that this is a continuing and open investigation po.
All right. So, in other words, you haven't given any opportunity for VP Sara to confront this alleged person, correct?
Hindi pa po.
All right. But will you agree with me that confronting this alleged person is part of due process?
Tama po. Kaya mas maganda nga po kung si VP Sara mismo magsabi dito kung meron siyang kinausap at kung sino kinausap.
But is that part of the SOP also, that you give an opportunity for VP Sara to confront?
Tama po. Pag natukoy na po namin kung sino ang taong kanyang kinausap, that is the time na siya po ay aming kukomprontahin para siya po ay masagot niya kung itong taong talaga ito ang kanyang kinausap para patayin ang Pangulo.
All right. My next question is very simple. So you offered your testimony before this impeachment court, even you performed SOP or giving opportunity to VP Sara to confront?
Malinaw naman po yung sinabi ko, ang practice ng law enforcement.
In fact, you mentioned during your direct testimony that you cannot give further details, correct? It's
Tama po.
classified. Okay. So, with all due respect, I'll ask this in Filipino, with all due respect to you, Director Matibag, kung hindi nyo pa po pala kayang magbigay ng detalye, bakit nyo pa po nilabas na may leads kayo in the first place?
Sapagkat gaya po ng sinabi ko, malinaw naman na yung pagsasalita ng ating Vice Presidente na siya ay kumausap ng papatay at pumayag yung papatay na patayin ang mga individual na ito, meron na pong pagkakasundo na gagawin po ang isang krimen.
Yeah, but my point is, wouldn't that prejudice your ongoing investigation that you come out here and you make statements that you already have leads?
Objection, Your Honor. That is speculative.
Witness may answer.
Kaya nga po ang dahilan na hindi ko mabanggit kung sino po yung mga persons of interest dahil doon po makukompromiso ang investigasyon na gumugulong.
Okay, at any rate, if this ongoing investigation progresses, that is the only time that a different charge will be executed against the Vice President.
Balikan ko po
Speculative,
ulit.
Your Honor.
Babalikan ko po ulit. Para po sa amin, malinaw na ang pagkontrata sa pagpapatay o ng papatay sa mga pangalang binanggit ay nandoon na. Applying the methodology ng Secret Service na binanggit ko po kanina. Ang hindi na lang po natin nakikita ay kung sino ang taong kinausap. Kaya ito po ay still open and continuing investigation.
At any rate, it's not yet final, correct?
Tama po.
All right. Now, you mentioned that the NBI is still conducting an investigation, ongoing investigation. Do you still use the video of the November 23, 2024 press con in this ongoing investigation?
Isa po ito, sabi naging batayan para po doon sa 5-point the standard na tinitingnan po namin ay amin pong matugunan.
All right. It's an almost 2-year-old video now. Do you think it's still relevant to your ongoing investigation?
Hindi po. Sapagkat hanggang sa ngayon nga, ay hindi pa natin nahanap kung sino ang taong kinausap po ng ating Vice Presidente.
Okay, very well. Attorney Matibag, do you know Mel Sabio?
Opo.
All right. Now, about 2 months ago, an old audio-video file of the two of you circulated online. By the way, we won't show that video out of respect to your to the party's rights, as well as I saw your wife here also, out of your family members' rights and also out of Mel Sabio's rights. I'll just ask you a few questions. This video circulated online, and you already came out in the media admitting that it was you and Mel Sabio who were involved in that video, correct?
Tama po yun. That is a private conversation sa dalawa pong magkaibigan na hindi nagkakasundo.
All right. And my only question to you is this. Did that incident demonstrate an emotional outburst on your part?
Kasama na po yun, combination na ng galit at disappointment. At ako naman po inamin ko na yan ay isang pagkakamali na akin pong tinanggap na rin at pinagsisihan.
All right. Could you recall what you said in that video?
Masama po yung aking mga sinabi. Meron pong hindi talaga kaya-aya.
Can you recall, just to give an idea of those who were not able to
I
watch?
cannot exactly recall because that was a really long time ago.
That's okay. Now, on July 10, 2026, you wrote a letter to Representative Luistro. Do you confirm this?
July 10.
July 10, 2026.
Opo.
All right.
Opo.
And in that letter, we can confront you with a hard copy, but we can also flash. In that letter, you mentioned, and I quote, "As Director of the Bureau, I will personally attend to represent the NBI at this summit of Director and Commissioner General level law enforcement leaders across the Asia Pacific, which will require my travel and attendance on those dates." Now, those dates pertain to July 21 to 22, 2026. So today and tomorrow. Do you confirm this?
Opo.
All right. Now, in that letter, there was a prior letter to that, correct? Which you received from FBI Director Kash Patel.
Tama po.
Do you personally know Kash Patel?
Hindi po, pero hindi po siya personal kong kilala.
All right. And did you inform him at any point that you're a lawyer?
Hindi ko po alam kung alam niya na abogado.
Okay. That's interesting because in the letter, and I'll use my pointer again, he referred to you as Dear Director Attorney Matibag. Which in this record was submitted to this honorable court through the prosecution on July 13, 2026. Now, just a manifestation, this now forms part of the records of this case. Are you friends or did he just research about your being a lawyer?
Ganito po kasi ang nangyari dyan, meron pong high value target, one of the top 10 most wanted, si Henry Kimball, ang pangalan po niya, who scammed the government about 2.8 billion. Number 2 po siya sa 10 most wanted. And we have a coordination meeting with our local counterpart ng US Embassy na FBI station in Manila, si Ma'am Courtney, asking for our help for the extradition of this person who happens to have a problem in a court in Makati. They were expecting na ito pong taong ito ay matagal pa bago ma-extradite sa kanila. Lumapit po sa atin sa NBI at dahil natulungan po natin na yung inaakala nilang buwan ang lilipas bago ma-extradite, inatulungan po natin sila sa loob ng 2 araw ay na-extradite po. Kung kaya nung na-extradite po, ito pong si Henry Kimball, ako po ay tinawagan ni Ma'am Courtney ng FBI nang siya nasa Amerika. At sinabi na nagpapasalamat. Katunayan po, nagpadala po ng letter of gratitude ang FBI. At yung pong pag-attend ko sa Bangkok, hindi naman po basta lang ako attend dun sa conference. There was an opportunity on the side na magkaroon po kami ng pagpupulong po ng personal ni Director Kash Patel.
Yeah.
Kaya po, gusto ko sana makadalo doon.
Thank you for that clarification. Anyway, I'm just asking because the schedule of the court actually changed or was altered because of this letter. Just a few questions on this. Now, upon perusal of this letter, it appears na sinulatan kayo na diretso ni Director Kash Patel and walang address yung NBI. It just says Manila. Do you confirm the receipt of this letter?
It was sent through an email.
Through email. Okay. Now, of course, before you wrote Representative Luis Tro, you first confirmed your attendance with FBI Director Patel, am I right?
Wala pa po, the confirmation. Dahil malinaw naman po, sinasabi ko nga po kay Congressman Luis Tro na 2 event siya na magkasabay. Sayang yung opportunity na maaari kong makausap yung FBI director sapagkat it's very rare that an FBI director will talk to an NBI director.
Yeah.
So sinabi ko na baka naman pwede na mas mapaaga kung pwede lang at kung makikita naman po doon sa liham ko, respectfully I'm requesting. Pero lininaw ko po kay Congressman Luis Tro na 2 event yan at in order of priority, ang aking pong priority ang tumistigo po dito po sa impeachment court. At sabi ko naman, pinabot ko po through Ma'am Courtney that probably we can arrange another day na magkausap po kami ni Director Kash Patel.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. At any rate, you're admitting that before you wrote Representative Luis Tro, hindi pa final yung confirmation mo dito kay Director?
Meron na pong arrangement.
May
Pero
arrangement
alam po nila na ako'y magtitistigo. So kung malilipat po, that is the only time na ako po ay pupunta sa Bangkok po.
No, I'm talking about may confirmation na kayo ni Director Kash Patel before you wrote Luis Tro, wala pa?
There was already an invitation and information channeled to their local representative, si Ma'am Courtney po.
Ma'am, sino yun, ma'am?
Siya po si Courtney, siya po yung FBI representative dito.
At any rate, my question is, do you maintain that this is an official invitation from FBI Kash Patel?
Opo.
All right.
Katunayan, meron pong dumalo ngayon doon, yung pong aming representative ng IOD.
And it's also director or commissioner level?
Ano po, siya po ay division level po.
Are you at liberty to disclose the name? Or?
Yes, po, Attorney Chris Hernandez.
Nandun siya sa Bangkok ngayon?
Nandun po siya ngayon.
Would you know kung si Director Kash Patel nag-attend dun sa Bangkok ngayon or nag-cancel din siya?
Hindi ko po alam. I
Ay,
have to
wala.
get the information.
All right. Now, just one last manifestation, Your Honor. Again, these documents comprising of 3 documents, June 24, July 10, and July 13, were introduced by the prosecution and then are now part of the records of this case. If I may be allowed to proceed, Your Honor. Now, I'll show you one last graphic and then I'll ask you a couple of questions thereafter. Can we show the graphic? All right. So, this is from the Daily Tribune.
Your Honor, please.
No question yet, Your Honor.
Yes,
Let counsel finish with his question,
All right.
and then the lead prosecutor may make her objection.
All right. This is from the Daily Tribune. Okay. And this is the entitled Public Trust Rating. I'll just focus on the green, not the red. No, but Vice President Sara Duterte, it says there 57%. And this was conducted by the Social Weather Station's SWS survey. Okay. Now, my question to you is this. You mentioned that you have an ongoing investigation. Do materials like this, insofar as how Filipino people view or trust VP Sara, have an effect in your investigation?
Objection,
Before
Your
the
Honor.
witness answers, lead prosecutor is recognized for objection. What is the basis of the objection?
Your Honor, the defense is showing a picture of the president and the vice president with a certain rating at the bottom. This has no relevance at all, Your Honor, with respect to the subject matter of this impeachment trial.
I think he
And
has...
we are objecting to the presentation of this picture, Your Honor.
I think it has... Just a short rejoinder, Your Honor.
Kindly allow the lead prosecutor. Are you done, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just a short rejoinder, Your Honor.
Attorney Vinloan is
The
recognized.
witness mentioned the term betrayal of public trust. And we can run the TSN back. Your Honor, of course, we're allowed, this is cross-examination, we're allowed to present controverting evidence to that statement.
The chair will allow the witness to answer despite that there is no date when this survey was taken. Kindly answer if you know, Director Matibag.
Gladly, Mr. Presiding Officer. Alam niyo po, survey yan. And all of us know, or for the information of the public, a survey is just a snapshot of something. It doesn't necessarily follow na yung survey na yan is kumbaga nakataga na sa bato. Pangalawa po, may mandato po ang NBI. We cannot be swayed by public opinion o kaya po ng aming personal na opinion. Kami po ay nag-iimbestiga, nababatay sa batas, nababatay sa proseso, at nababatay po sa ating itinakdang mandato base po sa pagtatatag ng NBI.
So the short answer to my question is no, it doesn't affect.
No, it
All
will
right.
not.
Okay. I mentioned Daily Tribune. You write editorials for the Daily Tribune, correct?
Tama po, long time ago po.
Long time ago. And in 2024, you wrote at least 3 editorials about VP Sara. Is that, can you recall?
Mari po, mayroon po akong mga sinulat tungkol
Alright.
kay Vice President.
I'm showing you no, not that one. The editorials, all right, from the Daily Tribune. And we have copies, hard copies that you can refer to. But it says here, Director Belvin Matibag. Do you confirm that it is you who authored these editorials?
Yes.
All right. Now, I'm showing you the first one entitled Inday Sara, the Bratinela, dated September 12, 2024. Do you confirm that you wrote this editorial?
That's correct in my opinion column.
All right. And you also wrote, the Bratinela is a flat spare tire, dated October 24, 2024. Do you confirm this?
Yes.
All right. And you also wrote, Bratinela Sara and her bad habits, dated November 7, 2024. Do you confirm this?
Yes.
And in these editorials, you shared your opinions against VP Sara. Is that correct?
Well, unang-una po, siguro dun sa title na Bratinela, that is not my original. In fact, kaya ko po nasulat yan, yan ang mismong naririnig ko nang kami magkakasama nila dating Pangulong Duterte nang tawag niya kay Inday sa Bratinela.
Alright, so my only question is, before you testified today, there were already instances in the past that you shared your public opinions against VP Sara.
Well, that is a opinion column.
Alright.
At meron po tayong mga pinagbabasihan dyan.
Okay, in fact, let me read one line from your editorial. It says there, as Inday Sara is being unmasked in the legislative inquiries and by her own mouth as an ill-bred Bratinela, her public trust crumbles. You confirm that you included this statement in your editorial?
Yan po yung nakasulat.
All right. And despite this position and the recent surveys show that VP Sara was even gained positive trust rating, as shown earlier, positive 57. Do you confirm this?
Well, again, I'm saying na nung sinulat ko po yan, that is my opinion as an opinion writer.
All right. Now, despite this positive trust rating by VP Sara, do you still maintain that, and I quote, her public trust crumbles?
Well, para sa akin po, na ako yung NBI director, palagi ko po hindi po material itong ating pinag-uusapan sapagkat sabi ko nga, ang ating po pag-iimbestiga ay nababase sa batas, nababase sa ebidensya at prosesong nandoon na nang ako'y dumating po bilang NBI director.
All right. One last question on this before I let this point go. So considering the positive trust rating of VP Sara, can one really say that she betrayed public trust?
Magkaiba po yan.
Speculative, Your Honor.
Can we get a ruling, Your Honor?
Witness is knowledgeable enough to answer. He can handle himself. Director Matibag, you may answer.
Magkaiba po yan. Again, I'm saying, and I'm sure marami rin po rito nakakaalam na umaasa sa mga survey. A survey is just a snapshot of what's happening. It doesn't necessarily follow na pagka yun ang lumabas, ay yun na yung totoo. Pangalawa, pagka po ating pinagbasihan ng popularidad, ang ibig sabihin po ba nito, ang isang pinakakilala at popular na tao pwede nang gumawa ng krimen at hindi natin papapanagutin?
Your Honor, at this point, Your Honor, the defense is constrained to ask for a continuance, and we have our grounds therefore. Number one, Your Honor, the testimony of Director Matibag earlier consisted of a lot of new topics, and it is we believe that it is the right of the respondent to intelligently cross-examine him on those topics. Again, Your Honor, those topics are not included in the articles of impeachment and are considered new. In fact, Your Honor, as earlier stated, we feel that these two topics are a violation of the respondent's right to be promptly and fully apprised of the exact charges against her. So we will need time, Your Honor, to go through those new materials and new points. Secondly, Your Honor, during direct examination, a 100-page document was introduced and allowed by this court, and that document is unsigned and unnotarized, and we feel like for us to intelligently cross-examine the witness on this document that he mentioned, we need that there's a need, we feel that there's a need for a continuance, Your Honor.
What
With all
does the
due
lead
respect,
prosecutor
Your
say?
With all due respect, Your Honor, we object to the motion for continuance of the defense. The defense already started and propounded a lot of cross-examination questions to the witness, and the witness is simply answering completely, accurately, the questions which are being raised and propounded to him. We do not understand, Your Honor, why they will move for continuance after already raising a lot of questions to the witness, Your Honor. We would like, Your Honor, the defense to finish the cross-examination today. And if the impeachment court will still allow, we will immediately proceed to redirect after the cross-examination, Your Honor. With all due respect to our honorable senator judges.
The objection of the lead prosecutor is noted. However, this is the first time that any counsel for the parties is asking for a continuance. The chair is inclined to grant it and will so grant it as well. Should the counsel for the prosecutors or the lead prosecutor or panel of prosecutors require it at some point in time in this trial or hearing. But let it not be the rule, or let it not be a habit on the part of either counsel for the parties to do so, to ask for a continuance. But at this time, the chair will grant a continuance requested by the defense. And in the meantime, since it's only 5:55, with the indulgence of our senator judges, we may proceed to the interjections and interventions of the senator judges.
One last point, Your Honor, before the interjections.
Before recognizing the senator judges, yes, what is the pleasure of Attorney Binlon?
Your Honor, considering that the witness introduced, as I said, a lengthy document, can we ask for a copy of the Las Cañas material that he provided?
The chair already earlier ordered that, I believe. During the interregnum, the prosecutors are directed to kindly furnish the counsel for respondents with a copy of the, I believe, over an inch or little less than 2 inches of affidavit of Mr. Las Cañas. So ordered. Chair will now recognize, prior to Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo, earlier Senator Judge Villanueva indicated his desire to interject or make interventions. Thereafter, Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo. Thereafter, Senator Judge Risa Ontiveros. You have 2 minutes, sir, and you may proceed when you're ready.